Okay, so this is just a demo on behalf of Stan. Stan, I think, is from Shanghai, is all I know about him at the moment. But he put this PR together to add essentially a content picker to the menu item, and just thought I'd give the opportunity to show what was going on here, because it's potentially a nice little feature. So normally in a menu, at the moment we just have the link menu item, where you can just put a URL in, or you can put an alias to a content item in. And this one adds a new one, which is a content picker. So we'll just add a and as you can see, this is a site from last week's demo. So when we publish that, and then we look on the front end, we'll get the new menu item in there, automatically linked.
And how does it work? What does it store in the menu item content?
So how it works is it stores the ID from the content picker. So it reuses, if we look at the part definition, it reuses the content picker, and it stores the ID. Then when it comes to render the menu, it looks up the ID in the auto route entries, which is a table that we collect or maintain with all the routes to content items. So it looks up the URL there, and it provides the URL. So there's no database call, so there's no issues. Like we had this feature back in Orchard 1. And
yeah, we did. You didn't like it in Orchard 1. That's why I'm asking.
And I know that's why you're asking. And so one of the problems, if you put, say, 20 content items in your menu with a picker like this, then it would make 20 SQL calls to get the URLs for all those content items. And I've had sites which where the customer demanded a lot of content items in their menus, and it started to drag a little bit. So what we said when this PR came in was John 3 suggested to use the auto route entries, which is, as I was saying, a list of all the routes for all the dynamic items that's maintained in memory at all times. So in this case, we can do a lookup directly in there for the item and provide a route for it with no database calls.
Perfect. And the second level of cache here is that the menu is cached in HTML. So even if it was, I just thought about it as I suggested, as I asked for that, but yeah, we are also caching the menu. So
yeah, I mean, we cache the menu for 5 minutes by default anyway.
That is good.
But it's really nice not to make 20 SQL calls just to build a menu.
And even if you disable the cache, it will still be fine. So that's good.
Exactly. So I was reasonably happy with it. I guess probably my only question is, I suspected you might want to call it the content menu rather than the content picker.
Yeah, because content picker menu item is, yeah, maybe people will be confused by what it is. Okay, so content item menu item, content menu item, okay. Content menu item would make more sense probably, yeah.
Yeah, probably makes sense to me.
Any other suggestions, opinions? Content menu item instead of content picker menu item. Content picker being an implementation detail. Okay.
Cool. So Stan's done quite a lot of work on this PR and done a good job. And if we get it, I think we'll get him to rename it and probably put it in.
And then you suggest that they also add a taxonomy menu item.
Yep, that sounds like a good job too. It was something that was brought up a while ago by Antoine, and we should have it because we had a few of these features in Orchard 1.
Query menu item. Also.
Yes and no.
Yeah.
I mean, yes, but do we want to be running queries to build menus
Cached,
out of the box.
cached, yes, but if, well, I understand the concern. At the same time, if people want to run a query, you won't tell them, no, you can't, because we assume that it will be too slow on your site. And they will be like, I need to query my content items. So I don't know, or I'm just, also maybe, yeah, maybe, yeah, I mean, they could, if the menu is cached.
I mean, the other one that we've got an implementation of for us, for ourselves, is building them out of lists and containers, which has always been quite useful.
Query is more generic. You can do anything. Like, I want to get all the last items of this content type, or the last blog post in a menu. You can do that. Whatever. It's a menu. You can do it even without a menu module. It's just if you want to integrate inside a list of menu items some other things, that's useful.
That's the easy way to do it. Yeah.
If you just want to render a list of taxonomy items or a list of content items outside of the menu, you can already do that with liquid widgets and parts and sections. And that's good. Okay. Good. Thank you for the demo.